Brown. Councilmember Poole.
Here.
Councilmember Livingston.
Here.
Councilmember Meineke.
Here.
Mayor Phillips.
I'm here as well. We do have quorum, so we will move on. Item number 2 is pledge of allegiance. Would you please rise and say the pledge of allegiance with me?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, item number 3 is approval of the agenda. Would anybody like to move any of the consent agenda items to the regular agenda? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, motion by Cool, seconded by Livingston. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same. That motion carries. Item number 4 is welcome of guests and public comment. Thank you for being here tonight, all 2 of you. We appreciate your participation in your local government. We'd open up the dais at this point in time. If you'd like to address council for anything, that'd be for non-agenda items. We'll give you a 3-minute time limit. Realize we can't take action on these tonight since they're not on the agenda, and that would be a violation of open meetings law. Also, if you'd like to comment on any item in the consent agenda, now would be the time. Anybody care to take? All right, we'll move on. Item number 5 is consent agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Motion by Meineke, seconded by Livingston. Kalen, would you call roll?
Councilmember Baker.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Livingston.
Yes.
Meineke.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Item number 6 is old and new business for consideration, discussion, and possible action. Item A is approval of the Norwalk Music Fest special event application for Music Fest. So this annual event is happening on September 13th in Norwalk City Park from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Luke, I'll turn it over to you.
I really don't have anything to add. Their application materials summarize what the event's going to look like. So if there's any questions, we'll do our best to answer them, but I think it's all pretty straightforward in the application.
Motion.
Okay, motion by Livingston to approve the special event application, seconded by Meineke. Kalen, would you call roll?
Councilmember Cool.
Yes.
Livingston.
Yes.
Meineke.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Item 6B is a public hearing regarding a zoning amendment to the Norwalk zoning ordinance related to accessory dwelling units. So we'll open up the public hearing at 6:03 p.m. So due to state legislation, we need to make a change to our zoning ordinance. So here we are. Luke, I'll let you take it from here.
Yep. So Senate File 592, which was approved earlier this year, restricts our ability to regulate accessory dwelling units. I've included in the agenda kind of a list of what the state code kind of dictates as regards to city. So Jim and I have worked together to put an amendment together that will bring the city code in conformance with that new state code. It essentially equals a definition change to match the state definition of accessory dwelling unit. And then a rewrite of section 175A.42 to basically restate the things that are in the state law, and then amending the R1 and RF districts to allow one accessory dwelling unit on a lot. I would note that the wording of that was pretty specific because everything in R1 ends up being allowed in R2 and R3 and so forth. So we wanted to be worded that, you know, on a lot with a current single family home, so that someone wouldn't try to put an ADU on a duplex lot or a townhome lot, even though
Why, what's the difference?
size constraints would probably mean that couldn't happen, but yeah. So the last thing regarding this amendment, there was kind of one area where the city did have a little bit more leeway on, and that has to do with accessory structure setbacks for the accessory dwelling unit. We presented 2 options to P&Z. They did make a recommendation on one of them, but the first option is for ADUs to follow accessory Structure setbacks, this would provide more flexibility in siting an ADU on a lot. That would mean you could have 5 foot from your side lot line, 5 foot from your rear lot line, and you'd have to maintain 10 feet from your principal structure. The state code does also allow us to say that ADUs have to follow principal building setbacks. So if we use that option, it would be more restrictive in the siting of ADUs. On your kind of standard 60-foot wide lot, that would mean 7 foot from a side lot line and 30 feet from a rear lot line. And then there's no requirement for separation from the home. P&Z recommended using the current accessory structure setbacks. They felt like providing that more flexibility would create, if someone were to do this, it would make it more appealing rather than having 2 houses right back next to each other. So that was their thoughts. Yeah, so that's a recommendation. The ordinance that is in the packet is written with that setback language. So if you decided to, council would rather do the principal building setback, then we just, we'll change it for the second reading.
Can we do it? Can we do it in the alternative? Have both options and then approve it in permitting? I mean, I just feel like there's some areas that are more, that it would be more reasonable to have one option and other areas or other houses or other properties where it would be reasonable to have the other option.
Sure.
So
I don't know, without specifying specific areas of town as certain areas that it would work with, I don't know how, if you use the greater setback for the accessory dwelling, that wouldn't just end up being applicable to everywhere. I'm trying to think how we could word that. I don't know if you have any thoughts, Jim.
Well,
but-
you could have a little bit of flexibility if you wanted to have the more restrictive is the standard, but then putting some sort of wording that you could have a special
Okay.
use permit or something like that issued.
Okay, sure.
Board of
Yeah.
Adjustment to have the lesser, that would have some flexibility. It'd be an extra procedure for the party to go through to have the lesser setback. You know, special use permit is kind of like what you do with antennas or anything else, is you can go from the board and ask them to consider that and make sure it doesn't, I don't know, that it will work.
and at the risk of having our legislature take yet more control away from us, I guess that would be my preference. Is that we follow the rules, but we don't make it overly easy in areas that maybe it's not
Yeah.
a desirable thing.
I think we've got the ability to do that per the state code, so.
So that would be, I guess, that would be my request. Perhaps that's my motion that,
Not yet.
not yet. Yes, next thing,
Item.
right.
Okay. Any other questions from council at this point?
Actually, that sounded pretty good to me.
What if we don't do it? We wait for it to actually have a meaning. And I absolutely hate this rule. They're taking control of our zoning. When does that, when did that become applicable?
For the
I
state,
mean, we knew that, this area is single family dwelling, not a compound. 5
Right.
families don't live there, 2 families. They are not even have to be families. They can be anybody, strangers. You can rent it out. 20 people, you can do whatever you want. Stupid. I say let the state come after us.
I like that. It's kind of a
In your face.
American spirit.
Yes, in your face, type of thing.
Right,
Well, I
and
just-
to accomplish that, you vote for somebody else in office. You don't
I know.
pass laws directly contradictory to what we're allowed to do.
I just think I could drag my feet and then do the law when it's needed. Right now, it doesn't appear.
I don't think you actually have to pass the local and change the local ordinance. It's just that
I can't.
we would be required to enforce the state ordinance.
Yeah.
You know, does it, so the local ordinance would read, and you'd have to look at it and say, well, that doesn't necessarily comply with state law. It's like the fireworks, something like that. I mean, we can
It's gonna
We can
be-
amend our ordinances to come in compliance with state law, but there's no state law that says you have to amend your ordinance to come in compliance.
Yeah.
Because they look more into the enforcement aspect.
Yeah, we can't enforce the current ADU law. Yeah.
And we then have, I mean, if we don't have it in our code, what recourse do we have in certain areas, right? I mean, we still have some little bit of control. We still have some things that we can tailor to our needs. And if we don't do anything, then I don't know how we have that control at all.
They're turning us into Des Moines. You can have anything you want anywhere. That's how.
Well, we have to be in compliance with state code.
Yeah.
We do have.
Yep.
I would
So they
You know,
got us either way.
And with the setback thing, basically, that's really the only place where there's flexibility here is that the state code says we can't make the setbacks any more restrictive than the normal dwelling unit setbacks. So when we're talking accessory, that is actually getting, that's allowing more, greater flexibility than what this minimum state code requirement is.
I would like it most restrictive. Now, this isn't clear. Can I pull a motor home in the back and put it on a foundation in my backyard?
No. It still has to meet normal building codes.
If I have a 2-acre lot,
It still has to meet normal building codes, so you still have to have building permit, foundations,
a mobile.
electric, yeah,
manufactured.
yeah.
Okay. Hopefully this will all be reversed in 2 years.
Could be.
I like Jackie's suggestion, actually, I think it'd be a good way to go. And then that way, if if the situation, if they believe that situation is better served with the other, then they could make an exception, and use the other standards for setback. I don't think we really have any choice. We gotta be in compliance with state code. In order to be able to have any hammer at all, we should have it in a city ordinance. Or, we can't
Agreed.
work it really.
Caitlin, have we received any written or oral comments on this?
No.
Okay. Do you have any public comment? Hearing none, I'm going to close the public hearing at 6:12 PM. Item 6C is the first reading of an ordinance amending the Norwalk City Code to adopt a zoning amendment related to accessory dwelling units. So we just had a public hearing on this ordinance amendment. Luke, you got anything to add?
Nope.
Any additional discussion or comments from council?
The current one is the ancillary dwelling unit measurements versus the principal. So do you want to change that? That's what she was suggesting.
Yeah, that's that would be my motion to go with the second option in 5. She'll have the same placement restrictions as a single family residence, including but not limited to all of those exceptions, with the possibility,
Right.
if we need to say it, that there can be, they could go through the Board of
Okay.
Adjustment for a variance.
So we'll have that wording in place for. the
That would
second
be
reading.
my motion.
Okay, so that's the motion to approve an amended first reading.
Yes.
Yes.
I would second.
Okay, so I got a motion by Livingston, a seconded by Cool. Any public comment? Hearing none. Caitlin, would you call the roll?
Councilmember Livingston,
Yes.
Meineke,
Yes.
Baker,
No.
Cool.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Item 6D was a resolution initiating a rezoning, referring the rezoning proposal to the Norwalk Planning and Zoning Commission and setting a public hearing regarding the proposed zoning amendment to change 8485 45th Lane from AR Agricultural Reserve to RE1 Single Family Rural Estates. Luke, I'm just gonna let you explain this one.
Yep. So there's a development out on County Line Road referred to as Lakeland Estates. It's the small number of homes out there around the lake on County Line Road. At the back of 45th Lane is a property that's 8481 45th Lane. And they also own another lot behind them that is 8485 45th Lane. They're currently ag reserve and they would like that to change to RE1 single family, so that they can put a house on it. The lot does have easement access to it from 8481, so it has access to public street. Typically an area that we don't love seeing rural estates development in town. We'd like to see more neighborhood development, but with it being an existing lot and there not being services up in that area, it seems reasonable to allow that request to go forward.
There doesn't appear to be a street to that. Did you already go through that?
Correct. Yeah, there's an easement across the existing house that provides access back to it. Yeah.
Sorry. Any discussion or comments, questions from council?
So this is compliant with the master plan.
Yeah.
So if we don't pass this resolution, they can themselves go, right?
Yes.
It's the petition process.
Yeah, so the petition process is they would go to their neighbors to sign a petition to get the zoning started.
Yeah, I'm not in favor of initiating an action.
Any public comment? Okay, anybody want to make a motion to approve the resolution as presented?
Motion.
Okay, so motion by Cool, seconded by Baker. Kalen, would you call a roll?
Councilmember Minneke,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Cool,
Yes.
Livingston,
No.
All right, motion carries. Item 6E is first reading of an ordinance amending section 4112 of the Norwalk Municipal Code to conform fireworks regulations to Iowa Code section 727.24. Due to a change in state law, we need to make a change to our fireworks ordinance. Changes to further limit use to only certain days within the state permitted dates and times. This new law will allow detonation on July the 3rd, July the 4th, and December 31st, with specific expanded hours on each date. Since we're talking about fireworks, now would be a good time to discuss this year's fireworks summary. Chief Staples, I'll turn it over to you to start.
Thank you. Every year, the metro area chiefs plug numbers into a Google sheet that's shared around for everybody to see. There's two charts here. This is a comparison for the metro agencies between 2024 and 2025. You'll notice that Des Moines has 0 in 2024. That's because Des Moines was in between chiefs and their data didn't get populated. But you can see how almost everybody had a decrease, about a lot of it, about half from 2024 to 2025. Understanding that most of the cities in the metro prevented fireworks completely last year, but this year we're forced to allow them for 2 days. And I think that allowing them for 2 days made people, because they were legal, they didn't call and complain, which is what made the numbers drop. And then the next chart is the data from this year specifically by date. And it's, I mean, it is what it is. Norwalk had 22 this year. Last year, it had 44. The year before, we had 41 complaints. We wrote 2 citations this year, which I believe is how many we wrote last year also. Anecdotally, from listening to the officers talk and being in my neighborhood, I felt like there was less fireworks exploding overall. And I believe that's because people didn't have to come here to do it. They could stay at their own place. So people from West Des Moines that went to Brother Billy's house in Norwalk for a fireworks party because we allowed it and West Des Moines didn't have to come here this year. They stayed at home. We did have 3 fires. 2.
Yeah.
A truck fire and a brush fire.
We had a dumpster fire and a vehicle fire
Yeah.
due to improper misfired fireworks.
And then a brush fire that started up and went out on its own.
That was a result of the
Yeah.
city fireworks show.
you want to make any comments about the fireworks show?
I sure can, man, if you'd like.
Up to you.
Brief update on that. We did have a malfunction at the fireworks show. That caused a brush fire. So yeah, it was determined from the fireworks company and the shooters that it could have been a product failure. So we're looking at the potential of revising how that's done next year. But it was a near miss from my perspective as a fire chief. It was a near miss that we didn't have injuries in the crowds. And we did have that grass fire that put itself out, so.
Cool. Discussion or questions from council?
Times last year. I thought this is what we had last time.
No, so we had July 2nd and 3rd from 4
Oh.
PM to 10 PM. July 4th was 4 PM to 11 PM. December 31st and January 1st, that was the same. So we're taking out July the 2nd and adding in 9 AM to 4 PM for July 3rd, 4th.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Livingston, seconded by Baker. Any public comment? Anybody wants to make? Kalen, would you please call roll?
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Cool,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Meineke,
Yes. All right, motion carries. Item 6.
Before we move on, may I request that our next reading be second and waive and potential to waive third?
Sure.
I just don't see this as a reason. I mean,
Right.
there's no reason to drag it out, in my opinion.
Correct. Yeah, I agree.
So if we could do that at the next agenda, that's my request.
Okay, sounds good. We can. Item 6F, is first reading of an ordinance amending chapter 53, open burning regulations within the city limits of the city of Norwalk by amending sections 53.022 and 53.033. So this is a change to recreational fires within the city limits. The new language requires the recreational fire to be at least 10 feet away from a structure, which allows for a good buffer to prevent a fire from spreading. And it restricts the use of building materials in recreational fires due to the potential release of chemicals in those building materials. Chief, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, we just did a revision of chapter 53 to allow for the prescribed burning. These were two items that were in there previously, should be in there today. They're pretty standard regarding recreational fires.
Questions, discussion, council, or any public comment?
Only had one question. It was on the diameter of the
Of the wood,
wood.
yeah.
Maybe one of those little smokeless ones
Uh-huh.
that can't put smaller pieces in there that I know are under that. Or smaller.
They can't be larger than 2 inches in diameter.
Oh, I got it.
So we don't want people
Okay.
burning like logs that burn for
I'm with you.
days.
I misread it.
Yeah.
All right, got you.
Motion.
Got a motion? Anybody want a second?
Second.
Wow, all three of them. So I got a motion by Livingston, a triple on the second. Caitlin, would you call roll?
Councilmember Cool. Councilmember Cool,
I'm sorry. Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Meineke.
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Item 7G is final reading of an ordinance amending the official zoning map of the city of Norwalk, Iowa by rezoning 14.867 acres north of Blooming Heights from agricultural reserve to R160 single family residential. So this is a Kutcher property to the north of the existing Blooming Heights. Looks like they'll extend Redbud Street into the property. Luke, anything else to add?
Nothing new.
Any discussion, questions from council or public comment? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the final reading?
Motion.
Second.
All right, motion by Meineke, seconded by Baker. Kalen, would you call roll?
Councilmember Livingston,
No.
Meineke,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Cool,
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Item 7H is final reading of an ordinance amending chapter 177 rates and fees of the Norwalk Municipal Code, providing for amended fees for park and rec basketball program. So due to the move of the field house, Park and Rec needs to increase fees associated with the basketball program. The proposed increases are indicated in the agenda statement. Shanice, anything to add?
No, sir.
All right, any questions, comments from council or public comment?
Motion.
All right, I got a motion?
Second.
All right, motion by Livingston, seconded by Meineke. Kalen, would you call roll?
Councilmember Minneke,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Cool,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Item 7, future agenda items. So the purpose of this item is for council to give direction to staff by way of motion to have items placed on a future agenda. This is not for discussion of the merits of the subject matter. It's just to get it on the agenda so you can discuss the merits. Any future agenda items tonight?
I do have one. I would like to have a discussion at some point in the not too distant future about crafting some language that would allow the sports, the field house to host a charity events without cost. So specifically, somebody talked to me about a inquiry they made to host a pickleball tournament to support the food pantry in Norwalk.
Right.
And they were told, yeah, you can do it, but you can't do it without paying the required fees. So I would just like to have a discussion about if we're willing to entertain that in any fashion at any time and how that might look.
All right. So I got a motion on the table. Anybody want to second it?
I'll second it. I think it's worth discussion.
So motion about allowing charity events at the field house for no cost. By Livingston, seconded by Cool. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that motion carries. Anything else? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and go to item 8, council inquiries and staff updates. Like to remind everybody that this is a portion, a less formal portion of the meeting. You may hear some back and forth banter and general joking around. We think this can add some camaraderie and cohesiveness between staff and council. So we'll start with Luke.
I do have a few items. First, Luke Paris and I, well, he worked on a presentation for the MPO that summarized about our future growth. MPO is a critical group that helps us achieve some funding. They're also a key part of including any of our big transportation projects on the, is it called the TIP?
Yep. And long range plan.
Long range plan for transportation with specific emphasis on the interchange at I-35. It's a long ways out there, but it's a group to let them know early what our future growth plans are. So we did that presentation with them this morning and that went really well. And then we're going to go to the policy committee for the MPO and do the same presentation. So it was good. They had some good questions. I think that was a good group to get in front of. I've started to attend the park commission meetings, went to one just last night. Shawnisa, Sarah did a good job with that group. I normally don't go to those meetings. That's handled by the department heads to go there. But it was really neat to see the dedication from that group, the amount of time they put into looking at all the issues, the parkland dedication type concepts. It's just neat to see that kind of volunteerism. Westcom, something kind of interesting came up at our Westcom management meeting. I learned that there is a website out there that uses AI to scrub dispatch data. And then this AI app takes the information that has been scrubbed and it creates news stories. And there was a news story about a high-speed pursuit that resulted in a crash and a person being airlifted in the city of Waukee. The reality is, in Altoona, there was somebody that was airlifted. Roughly at the same time there was a crash, roughly at the same time, there was a pursuit in a different community. All of them got assigned, so it's all individually accurate data that all got assembled and assigned to an issue in Waukee. So it was just kind of disappointing, number one, that kind of accurate but misinformation is being put out there. I mean, that particular one was bad for Waukee, but it could have been any of the Westcom cities. So one of the things that was brought up is about starting to encrypt more of the channels that our dispatch center uses. So that's kind of a more in the weeds type of discussion that I have a feeling that'll go somewhere, but I just thought that was interesting for you all to hear that some of the strange information that can be out there, even with AI supposedly being spectacular, it makes a lot of mistakes. And the last thing, reminder, policy admin meeting next Wednesday at 7:30 a.m.
I sent a message, I'm not
That
available.
you can't, okay, so we may have to rearrange some of that to find a time. We need to bring the policy admin group together, so I'll talk with her about rearranging. That's all I have.
All right.
Nothing.
All right.
How's that?
Kaylin,
Nothing.
Jean,
No, thank you.
Janisa,
No, thank you.
Chief.
I'll pass.
Chief.
I did want to correct what I said to Councilmember Meineke about the size of burning material. There is a restriction on the size to small. There is also one on the size to large, but the size to small is because we want to hinder people from burning yard waste that produce a lot of smoke. So
I wasn't
that's all.
crazy.
You weren't
That was a
crazy.
good
You
reaffirmation.
weren't crazy. Okay.
So my leaf stems just are too small.
Right.
Yeah.
It's for the smoke and the nuisance that it creates for the community.
Appreciate it.
I have nothing else. Thank you.
All right, Wayne,
Tailgate lunch tomorrow at Public Works, 11 o'clock.
go Cyclones. Tony.
Nothing for me tonight, Mayor. Thanks.
All right, Luke,
Nothing.
Deb,
Nothing, Mayor.
George,
Keep this meeting short? No, nothing.
Brian,
Nothing.
Jim.
Nope.
I don't have anything either. I would
Wow.
entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Cool, seconded by Livingston. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. We're adjourned, 6:33 PM.